These 3 indicators have made me a lot of money and also saved me from losing a lot of money. And I'm going to tell you exactly what they are and how I use them. All right, y'all. So first off, let's even go ahead and define what indicators are, right? Indicators are a technical analysis tool that traders use to help make an informed decision on a potential trade that we would like to take. Right? So it's a tool. And I want to make a disclaimer. It is not a guarantee. It is not an end all be all. It is not the holy grail, especially not a single indicator used in isolation. There's something called confluence. We're going to talk more about that going forward, where there are multiple indicators that are used on a chart at a particular time that will give you a better indication to say that this trade would be considered what we call an A+ trade. Okay. So not in isolation, a few of them used together for confluence. So some indicators that you may be familiar with are MACD, the stochastic oscillator, RSI, EMA, and VWAP. Okay, so those are a few that have been floating around that you might be familiar with, but I'm going to tell you the 3 that I absolutely cannot live without. Okay, guys? So without further ado, we're going to go ahead. I'm going to tell you my 3 favorite ones that I cannot live without. And I'm also, as an extra bonus, going to show you a live setup of them on the charts. Okay? All right, y'all. So my 3 favorite indicators that I cannot live without are the 200 SMA, the 9 EMA, and the ORB. All right. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go over 2 live charts. I'm going to show you them in action so you can see them and how they work in our favor. All right. So here is the first indicator we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about ORB, which stands for opening range breakout, right? Or opening range breakout. I just say breakout. All right. So as you can see, we are on the 5-minute chart. We're looking at NVIDIA. And here is my ORB is on, and the green line represents the high of the day, and the red line represents the low of the day thus far, right? So what I like to do is use this as my indicator to say that, hey, if there is a breakout of this range, then I would be looking to take a trade, right? Obviously, if it's breaking out in the upward position above the high of the day, we'd be looking to take a call. And if it breaks below the low of the day, then we'd be looking to take a put. So guys, this is a great indication, for lack of a better word, right, of what not to trade, right? This is what we consider chop or in a range. There is no trend here, and trend is my friend. I trade with a trend. So therefore, this is the ORB here is showing me or helping me see that there is no trend here. So I would not take this trade. I would look for a better ticker or a better stock that is setting up for an A+ setup for me to enter. All right, y'all. So I have just shown you the ORB, my first indicator that I use. The second one that I use is going to be the 200 SMA, which stands for 200 simple moving average. Okay. And in my case, my simple moving, my 200 is white, right? And you can change it for whatever style you like, okay? So what I like to use a 200 for, or what I think of it as a parent, right? What's your parents' role in your life other than everything else? They keep you safe, right? They tell you what not to do. Don't touch that. Don't go over there. That's not going to be safe for you, whatever the case is, right? So I think of the 200 as that. So if I see the 200 and it's above price action and, I see a trend in a call position, right? If I see an upward trend and the 200 is above price action, I would be weary to enter into a call for that time being until the price has fully broken out of the 200 and had a continuation on in the call position. Reason being, and this is a great example to see that the 200 is a strong level and the price action respects it heavily. As you can see, it approached it right here at this 150 candle, but it bounced and rejected, right? So for example, if you were trying to enter in a call, you would have gotten burned here, right? Or if you entered into a call, you would have gotten burned. And as you can see again, later on in the day, it also approached the 200 and rejected again. So this is another example of the 200 being an awesome pair and keeping you safe. So if you look here, you can see that there's a lovely trend happening in the call position. There were entries here, right, to enter into the trade. But as my indicator that I like to use, as it approached the 200, as you can see, it tapped, and then it bounced, right? It never broke through. So I have to respect the 200 as my indicator when I'm in a trade to keep myself safe and know what I would be doing here if I'm entering my trade. If I'm in this trade as a call, what would I be doing? Exiting out my position or closing out my position, selling off my contracts to save the profit I've made thus far in a call position. Let's go on to the next indicator. All right, y'all. So the next indicator that I use is going to be the 9 EMA, which stands for exponential moving average. And mine is purple here, as you can see. You can do whatever design you like. But what I use this for as a guide also, right? It's not a guarantee, but I use this as a guide to say that when price is above this, this is definitely in my favor, especially in this trade. It continue in a call position. And the only time that I would actually exit out of my call position is if price ever breaks and holds below the 9 EMA. But as you can see, this lovely trend happened and it stayed above the EMA the whole time. So it was a great trade to be in until later on in the day where it actually broke below and closed below the 9 EMA. So this is a great example of confluence. Remember I told you before that confluence is a convergence or a group of indicators working together to give you a indication that this would be a good trade. So this is what I would be considered a plus setup, okay? So first off, my ORB here, right? Remember ORB, opening range breakout. There is a break of the range, clear break of the range here in a call position. Second thing I see is that there is a break above the 200 and it held and continued on. That's my other confluence that I look for. And last but not least, the 9 EMA, the stock is above it, or excuse me, the price action is above it and it is holding and surging above the 9 EMA. So guys, this is literally a convergence of all of my indicators working in my favor. So if when I see something like this happen, I am going higher in my position size. This is what I consider an A+ trade. And the reason that I know this is through back testing, guys. It's not just reaching into the sky and pulling out indicators, right? You have to back test, you have to journal, you have to go ahead and test these things out for yourself. Yes. So nonetheless, like I said, this is a great example of confluence and I had a entry, but most importantly, guys, if you don't learn anything or remember anything from this video is to make sure you have a stop loss. Stop loss, stop loss, stop loss inside of my strategy. Risk management is essential. Okay. So make sure you have your stop loss, mark your stop loss, know when you're going to get out is just as important, if not as important as knowing your entry. All right, y'all. So I hope you enjoyed this video and learning my 3 favorite indicators. If you want to learn more about how to trade, if you're a beginning or intermediate trader, or if you have a 9-to-5, my Discord is perfect for you. Make sure you check out the link in my description box. If you have not subscribed yet, what are you doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button and please give me a thumbs up if you're already here this long because you know how YouTube does. And listen, I just want you to remember one thing, right? I am not just a trader. I am a teacher who learned how to trade and loves to teach, okay? So make sure you know that your girl got you. And if you have any questions or comments, make sure you leave them down below because I always read my comments and respond. So I hope you have a blessed day, a blessed week, a blessed month, and blessed rest of the year.